Micah Parsons, let's have a little conversation about him. Is he the best looking defender you have seen in your lifetime at such a young age? And I know we've seen Aaron Donald. We've witnessed all 9 years, I think Aaron Donald has been in the league. Another guy to mention, Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Who
say Mack and Donald weren't what Micah was his rookie year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
And
how
he didn't play college
he's
football for a year. He was a year break.
yeah.
And this year it's like he doesn't skip a beat. And it's almost to me, sometimes I think I'm like, why isn't he just always rush the passer? But he's
Mhm.
so good. He's so good at everything he does, man. He makes up a lot of holes for that Cowboys defense. I know they had a really good showing. I think it had more to do with the Giants D line. I mean, excuse me, the Giants O line being bad than them being good. But hats off to Micah, man. He commands so much attention. It makes guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, who me and you have called washed, kind of get favorable matchups.
Yeah. Michael Parsons he's something to be fucking reckoned with, bro. Like
Yeah.
uh Aaron Donald, he don't get me wrong. He's the best career-wise I have seen from a guy. And I've always said, like, to me, it's like Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Aaron Donald. Like for me, for the defensive lineman. And I wasn't, of course, around with LT. I've heard stories. I've watched games that I could watch on YouTube, and just the way people talk about him. He gets talked about like kind of like a Michael Jordan-esque way in basketball. Like this guy was God. And
Well, I think one that's because me and you watched growing up. Let's be honest with the audience. We're both '90s kids, so we're
yeah,
watching football at 2004, 9 years old, right? 10 years old.
right.
You see guys like Julius Peppers. You're like, oh, that's a freak of nature. You
Yeah,
see other guys, but he was the first one when. Let's say you're a 20-year-old and LT enters the league. You've never seen anything like that, man. It seems
yeah.
like every team kind of has an LT in terms of athleticism, not necessarily the
Mhm.
production, but you look at these freak of natures coming out on the draft every year, it's like never ending. So
Yeah,
when you see him come out, like he ushered it in. He ushered in the, oh, we need some freaky outside linebackers. We need some freaks on defense. And that's what he kind of did. No disrespect to any of the defenders before him, but LT might be the first true freak of nature linebacker,
yeah.
and then that's why me and you, it's kind of hard for us to see why people talk about him as God. We think he's really good. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
But Bruce Smith has 60 more sacks than him, and no one talks about Bruce Smith the way they talk about LT.
Exactly. That's a great example. Like it's not stats wise. Yeah, he has 60 more sacks, and everyone considers LT as the GOAT defender. Like
I'm
the
not sure if that's actually 60. I'm just guessing from what I remember. I'll look it up because I know that people be like, you fucking 30 more sacks, stupid.
Yeah, of
So
course.
LT at 142, Bruce Smith. I think he has 200, right? Right around 200.
At
200
least
sacks. Yeah,
200.
yeah, that's 60. Fuck, 58. Fuck you guys in the comments. I was right, almost. I was basically right, and I
Yeah,
haven't looked that up in years.
that would be a good little trivia question if you would have asked me who has more sacks, LT or Bruce Smith. I'll be I would have said Bruce Smith, but I didn't think it was going to be that far of a gap.
I'm saying
So,
nobody talks about Bruce
yeah.
Smith like he's
Yeah,
LT.
I know. I know. And shout out to Micah Parsons. I know it's early. I know he's barely in his second year. But from now, he just needs to be consistent. He needs to have a long stretch to be even considered in the same breath as these guys, of course, career wise. But I'm just saying the path that he's on right now, it's special. We're witnessing some special shit. He's a fucking linebacker, big as fuck, that can run 4.3. He's faster than everyone on the fucking field, dude. And then he's strong as a fucking ox. It's fucking insane. It sucks that he plays for the Cowboys. I wish he would have played for someone else. But geez, fucking Micah Parsons, man.
One, I want to ask you this, and we can wrap it up. You watched Khalil Mack go from good rookie to basically second year, he was a Hall of Fame level player, right?
Yeah.
Is Micah on that path, and do you think he could be better than Khalil Mack?
I think he's already past Khalil Mack. I don't even
No, no,
look.
no, not like in Khalil Mack's peak. You're saying Micah's already better than him.
He's already better than him.
Oh, that's crazy to say.
I love Khalil Mack.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's why I'm asking for a guy who watched Khalil Mack more than I did. I watched a good amount.
The one thing that Micah is maybe missing a little bit, not even by that much though, that Khalil Mack had in his heyday. Khalil Mack has that closer in him. Like he's a straight closer for your team. That's what he did for the Bears and the Raiders, and a little bit for the Chargers for a little bit portion of the year. We've seen
the
it
first
in game
of
one.
the year.
First game of the year. We kind of seen that again. But Micah Parsons, I'm not saying that he hasn't done that. But man, once the Cowboys get in these bigger games and if they get into these bigger games, these playoff games, these division on the line type of things, playoff berth kind of games, I want to see him be that closer, get that pick, get that sack. That's the Khalil Mack level. But as far as athleticism, special, like he has everything in the book. He has the spin, he has the swim, he can bull rush you. He can bend that edge like Von Miller. He can track you down. He's a great tackler. There's really not much else that he can't do.
How tall is Khalil Mack? Just give me his height and weight off the top of your head.
I want to say 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
Probably even a little bit smaller. At least 240.
Khalil Mack. Almost. This is what Wikipedia says, and I'm sure Khalil Mack may be a little heavier. 6'3", 247. Okay. What's Micah?
6'2", 220.
6'3", 245.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That's just crazy. Like, I just was thinking that because I was like, man, Khalil Mack was someone I really look at in year two that was just, and granted, situations are different. Raiders defense was putrid. The Cowboys had talent on the defense before Micah Parsons got there. There's no denying that. But I think we're watching, and this is going to be early, we're watching a Hall of Famer play if he stays healthy. There's a Hall of Fame talent. We always talk about there's a difference between Hall of Famer and Hall of Fame talent. This guy has the Hall of Fame talent, and it might be one of those talents where it's in the Hall of Fame of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's Jared Allen's, and then there's Micah Parsons. And Jared Allen's no slouch.
Exactly. And he can be on like that Mount Rushmore. Like I said, my Mount Rushmore is probably of defenders. It's what? It can be 4 guys, right?
We'll just say pass rushers. Just say like linemen.
Okay, pass rushers. I'm going to go Reggie White, Aaron Donald, LT. And then if I had to pick a 4th one, probably Bruce Smith. Honestly,
it's hard to leave him off, man. When it's 200 fucking
you gotta put Bruce Smith. But really, the big 3 to me are those guys: the Aaron Donald, LT, and Reggie White. And then maybe
those guys are pioneers in a sense. Where Reggie White was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who the hell is LT?" And Reggie White's Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons might be LT. So we don't know where we're gonna end up.